tunnel syndrome. Okay, so what is it first and foremost? So the carpal tunnel syndrome is pain. It could be tingling, could be numbness, could be burning. It might go up the forearm and into the hand. And it's generally worse at night because people, when they sleep, flex their wrists, which compresses it even more. So it's nerve compression of the median nerve. Now the median nerve comes up, and so your wrist bones are called your carpal bones, okay? So this median nerve has to go through this tunnel, and there's ligaments and there's bones, and it gets squeezed, which then affects the nerve, and it affects your thumb, your index finger, middle finger, and this side of the ring finger. It does not affect the little finger. Okay, so if you want to differentiate, diagnose, someone comes in and goes, well, I've got numbness in my hand and it affects their little finger, then it's not carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, so yes, it gets squeezed, and then people might lose their grip strength. It's generally worse at night, as I say. So people will put on splints to stop their wrist flexing like that. It's also notable that women get it 3 times more than men. They think that's because their carpal tunnel is smaller than men's. And also, if you're working in an assembly plant, you're 3 times more likely to get it. So if you're in manufacturing, fish packing, poultry packing, that sort of thing, on an assembly line, you're 3 times more likely to get it than any other job as well. Now, another thing to be aware of, if someone says they flick their wrists like this, it's called a flick sign. They say, I do this to try and relieve my the symptoms of tingling or the pain or whatever they've got. And studies have shown it's got a 96% success rate of diagnosing carpal tunnel syndrome. So if someone says, yeah, I flick it like this, they found that 96% of people will do this if they have carpal tunnel syndrome. So that's another, just think, if someone says that, you suddenly go, carpal tunnel syndrome. Certainly in 96% of the cases. Let's look at the points, and it's very easy with carpal tunnel. These are really, really effective points. I've treated a lot of people with carpal tunnel over the years, and so we're going to start with large intestine 4, our old favorite. You know how to get that by now. So we're going to work that, pressing into there. And then what we're going to do, you'll see the wrist crease here, right in the center. We're going to be on the pericardium channel, right in the center there. And you're going to go thumb there, and then come round. Now, if you bring your fingers back, you'll see my tendons start to pop up, okay? You're going to press with this finger just this side of the tendons here. So you're going to press those, that one there and that one there. So we're going to press both those in, so you're pressing in and you're going to work those. So you just see that. So again, you could do it like 10 seconds or do, several presses. I could do it for 30 seconds, depending on your finger strength. And do this several times a day, of course. Now the next one, we're going to be on the triple burner meridian again, Sanjal, and we're going to go three fingers down. So from the wrist crease, right in the center. So you're going to be right between these 2 tendons. So 3 fingers down, okay. So 1, 2, 3, and where your little finger lands, that's your point. So there it is. Okay, so it's 3 finger widths down, right in the center. So if you bring your wrist down, you'll be able to feel the 2 tendons. You want to be between those. And directly opposite in the middle of the forearm on the extensor side, you're going to press. So we're doing basically the same thing, but with 3 fingers down from the wrist crease this time. And same thing, pressing in. All right, so 5 points. Large intestine 4. Pericardium Sanjal points right there. And then 3 fingers down, where the 3 fingers are, the point is just after that. So use your little finger, boom, there you are. So get the person to do that, just same rules apply, all of these, get them to do it several times a day as they work that. Definitely before they go to bed at night time. You can get them to get a splint, so that will help them so they don't flex their wrist, which aggravates the symptoms. So they will use that at night time as well, a night splint for their wrist. So once they've done the acupressure, or you've done the acupressure, then you're going to do some stretches. And the stretches are very simple. What you're going to do, bring your hands out like this, so your elbows are locked out. Now, and you bring your hands up like that, and you'll get a stretch down through. We're going to open up this carpal tunnel area. Now, if the person finds that they're getting symptoms of this, they can just back that stretch off a little bit so they're not really pulling up too hard with the hands. Okay, and once they've done that, do that for around 30 seconds. Clench the fists and go back down that way. So that way, and then hold this for around 30 seconds. Then get them to go to a prayer position. And what you're going to do is just bring the elbows out like this, but keeping these in prayer position. So we're getting a stretch. So once again, so what you're going to do, bring it down to get a stretch there. And again, you don't want to aggravate this condition. So just if it's getting uncomfortable, just bring that back up a little bit. All right, and that's what you do. So 3 easy stretches. This one, and so if it's too much, clenching your fists, then they can put their fingers straight down like that. But they want more, they'll clench their fists as it brings the tendons around even further. It puts more tension on them. Up like that. And prayer position. And bring it down to get the stretch that you want. And that's it. Do that several times a day after you've done the acupressure.